All right, welcome back everybody to First CSP, the channel dedicated to bringing you the first Council Shoulder Patch issue from every council in Scouting America, both past and present. We've got a fun one here in episode 12. We're going to look at Cascade Pacific 492. Cascade Pacific Council was actually a merger in 1993 of Cascade Area and Columbia Pacific. It is still an active council. So we're going to take a look at the first issue. We've got some of the subsequent issues as well that are kind of related. So let's head on over to the patch table. So very easy to identify Cascade Pacific's first issue. It is emblazoned with charter member across the patch and has a dark black border. So it really does kind of stand out. It's very striking with the colors then obviously of the black border. You've got the green forest and the ocean or river here, and then the mountain and sky. Great looking patch as far as color orientation. And reading our catalog here, we've got black border, gold sky, purple with gold outline fleur-de-lis over here on the left hand side, and a gold name with light gray charter member there. We've got the fish, salmon I'm guessing, jumping out of the water. Really nice. They've continued with this very iconic imagery in some of the subsequent issues, and we'll be able to take a look at those here today as well. Flipping this over, this is categorized as S1. Obviously it's a fully embroidered patch, so solidly sewn, so being an S1. But one thing that I always find somewhat interesting is what classifies the designation as a regular issue. So this is a regular issue S1, and where they're going to determine it's an activity issue, I generally think of that as a special issue. So we have a couple more that they created at the beginning that do say charter member, and we have the second one here as well. So this is listed as the SA2 for Cascade Pacific. So this would be an activity issue, whereas the first one was a regular issue. Again, I'm not 100% certain as to what makes that designation. I don't know if it's sometimes the number of issues that are produced, or if that's the council's own designation that they then let the collectors guide authors know. It'd be interesting to know if you know more about that process. By all means, drop it in the comments so we can all learn together. So essentially this is the same patch with a gold mylar border. Talked a little bit about the difference between gold, which we have in the lettering. So this is just a gold thread. It's kind of a nice darker yellow. And this is gold mylar. You get the shiny thread for the border here. So gold mylar border, golden sky. Again, that's just regular gold for the sky and the lettering. You've got a gold outline purple fleur-de-lis. And again, the light gray name saying charter member. So similar to the first issue, except here we've got the gold mylar border. Go ahead and flip it over to look at the back. And we've got our little SA2 tag on there. This one does have a plastic back. We can probably put these next to each other so we can see, again, essentially the same patch here, except the first issue S1 is a black border and the second one SA2 has that gold mylar border. A third patch was created in this same orientation, charter member. The difference from the SA2 to what they list as the SA3 is this gold lettering for Cascade Pacific and the outline in gold of the fleur-de-lis are actually done with gold mylar thread. We don't happen to have that one in our collection, unfortunately. I'm sure it's also a stunning patch. They made a limited number of that one, so it's a little bit harder to find at times. So there's 3 issues that Cascade Pacific Council actually started with that all are listed as charter member. The first one with the black border S1 is fairly common and easy to find. Now they kept after their first issues with this same image. Now we've colored in the fish that's jumping out of the water. This is actually their TA4. This is a twill patch. We've got the nice light blue sky that actually is the twill. And again, the description here, green border, light blue sky. It is a type 1 fleur-de-lis, so we have just one direction. In this case, it's horizontal stitching for all of this purple fleur-de-lis. And the name here for Cascade Pacific is in yellow. Yellow's a bit brighter than the gold color. If we were to look at the difference there in the lettering. So this here is Cascade Pacific in a gold thread, and this is in a yellow thread. This is actually called the T4A because of the type 1 fleur-de-lis here. Just flip it over to the back real quick so you can see that. And then we're going to show you we also have the T4B with the type 2 fleur-de-lis. This is, I think, the first video where we've shown back-to-back type 1 and type 2 fleur-de-lis together. So that will be nice, generally somewhat educational. Let's see if we can, actually I'll put the other one up and then I'll come back putting them together. So a type 2 fleur-de-lis is essentially defined by the portions of the fleur-de-lis then being sewn in their different directions. So you can see that the direction of sew here is, this one's kind of out to the right, out to the left, this one's just across. You can see all the pieces are sewn in individual directions as opposed to just being one stitch in a single direction, and that is the differentiation between type 1 and type 2. This is our type 2, which is a little more elaborate type of sewing for a fleur-de-lis. Other than that, it's pretty much the same description for the T4B. Green border, light blue sky, type 2 fleur-de-lis with the white outline and a yellow name. And it's also a twill patch. Here's T4B, this one having the more recent BSA plastic backing. So we see the Scout Stuff logos there. I can put these two up together so we can kind of see the difference in those fleur-de-lis that were sewn. So here we see the somewhat more elaborate type 2 fleur-de-lis and the just all one direction, in this case horizontal type 1 fleur-de-lis. You do see in the, as they were different production runs, you can see kind of some difference in the line thickness on some of the thread lines there for the face of the fish. Again, oftentimes those aren't necessarily enough to lead a distinction in the collecting guide. We can see the different number of threads here in the tail as well. So the presentation is a little different, but the most recognizable difference is going to be the fleur-de-lis. So that's what they key on for collectors and helping you know the difference between those two editions. So that is Cascade Pacific. Got to look at the S1 with the black border, their very first issue, the SA2, where it's the same charter member patch with the gold mylar border, and now here a couple of regular issues that came as T4A and T4B, where they're using that same imagery from the first issue now in what people would generally probably recognize as the Cascade Pacific Council's patch. So hope you guys enjoyed checking those out today. If there's a council that you would like to see, feel free to drop it in the comments, and we would love for you guys to share this with all of your scouting friends, people that appreciate CSPs, collecting, art, all of those things. We think it's a great way to see some of the history of scouts through each council's first issue. With that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next video.